next demo we're going to do is Metasploit. Metasploit's an excellent free tool for doing validation of vulnerabilities. In other words, exploitation. Alright, so we click on exploits. Alright, we know earlier we found a Microsoft IIS web server, right? So if we go under Windows, well, we got some different types of exploits we can try. So we'll expand the IIS, yeah, and we'll try WebDAV. I remember the WebDAV vulnerability was there. And unfortunately, when you do exploitation, what happens is nothing's 100%. So we double click the exploit. And here we've got here in Metasploit showing automatic brute force. So that's our target. In this case, it's the only option. Next, what we're going to do is select our payload. The payload we want to use is a typical normal command.exe shell, just a bind TCP shell. This is the easiest one to actually select. But if you look down through here, there's a lot of different types of shells we can use in Metasploit. But at this level and this time, we'll just use a bind TCP shell. Now what we have to do is we look at more data here. Well, we've got proxies, we can put proxy chains and those types of things, but the only thing we need to worry about right now is our IP address. Now in this case, we know our box is at IP87. So everything looks good. These are our options, and we click forward. And now here's everything we've selected. Alright, so now this is time to go back and look for and verify your settings. Yeah, okay. Now, we're ready to click apply. Now, I want to warn you here, you can be doing this over and over again and the person beside you get a shell completely, like, instantly. And then you do it over and over again and you don't get a shell. Well, guess what? Welcome to exploitation. This is the way it works. This is not 100%. The actual return address has to be found. There's a lot of things that has to be done. So we click on apply. And it starts running. So we click over here to module output, okay, and there it goes. Here it's trying. It's going to try 20 times to try to get the return address. And unfortunately, there's no guarantee we're going to get the shell. So we just keep waiting and waiting and waiting to see if we get the shell. If not, we try again, or we move to another exploit. Ah, there it is. Everybody see this? Session 1 created. So, hey, success. We got a shell. So now we just click our shell, right click, interact with session. And there's our shell on the box. How do we know it's on the box? Well, ipconfig tells us 192.168.1.87. And host name tells us it's DC1. So there we go. We definitely have a shell on that box. And you might say, well, what can we do on that box, Kevin? The sky's the limit. Anything you want to do on this box, you can do on this box. Why? Because you're in C, WinNT, System 32. You have system access and system control of this box. You can use the TFTP client, set up a TFTP server, and send files back and forth. Virtually all of your limits are your imagination. That's the only limit you have once you've got a Systems 32 shell, which gives you system level access on this box. Okay? This concludes the demo of Metasploit. Get out and have fun with this great tool. Now remember, with Metasploit, you have to go in and you have to figure out what vulnerability applies to what. A tool we're going to look at later, two tools actually, Core and Saint, does not require us to go and tell them what to use for the exploitation. It will automatically go hammer the target automatically and then find its own exploitation. This concludes the demo of Metasploit. Have fun with this tool.